BrewTube, DJ here with yet another installment, another beer review just for you guys here on DJs BrewTube, doing the host duties once again, all by my lonesome. Don't have Johnny here to back me up or one of my other drinking boys, so you know what? It's a task that I'm up for. Anyways, tonight we got a beer, brewery anyway, that I really like, and I think a lot of you guys too. It's Founders out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Founders make some phenomenal beers. Johnny and I, way back on Epic Beer Night 1, reviewed a Founders beer that some of you might have heard of called KBS or Kentucky Breakfast Stout. Awesome, awesome beer. Tonight I'm going to review another one of their phenomenal beers. It's in their year-round serving lineup, which is their Red's Rye Pale Ale. This beer is just, I've had it once before, and it's just an awesome beer, and I can't wait to get into it again. It's been a while, and I'd like to relive those fond memories of having this beer. So let's get a little information on it before we get the cap off with our popper, which is oddly enough almost as big as the bottle here. It is a 12-ouncer though. And before we get into the glass and give you a little background on this bad boy. Style, like I mentioned, is a rye beer. The alcohol by volume is 6.6%. It's 70 IBUs. And I'm going to use a tulip tonight. That's the one they suggest. You can use a pint too, but a tulip, I like it better. You get a better sensory experience out of it. And as I mentioned also, it's a year-round serving. Some interesting notes on this one. It's dry hop with Amarillo hops, and they use 4 types of Belgian malts along with a rye malt. So you've got a marriage of sort of like a Belgian pale ale with that rye beer that's sort of that American-Canadian thing, you know, using rye grains and malting. As you know, in Canada, when they make whiskey, they make it from rye. Here, when we make whiskey in the United States, we generally make it out of corn, which is bourbon. And they have their Canadian whiskey, you know, with, like I said, they make it out of rye. And then if you go into Scotland and Ireland, they generally use malted barley. So that's the 3 differences between them. And since we're in North America, why not use some rye? Anyways, let's get a cap pop on this one and get into the glass for you. As always, 1 spot shot. And let's get this into the glass. Oh yeah, look at that. Gorgeous beer. Look at that lovely, lovely copper hue coming out of there. Deep copper amber. Heads forming nice on it. I'm going to go a little gingerly on here so I can get it all in the bottom. All out of the bottle. There we go. Nice 2-finger head formed up on that one. Easily. And from here, man, I can really smell the hoppiness and wafting off the top of this, but look at that gorgeous beer. Man, really tight head on the top of it, off-white khaki head, all tight bubbles, lots of active bubbles going beneath the surface. I don't recall this being super heavy on the carbonation, but it's really giving off some sensory action right now. Let's get a nose on this, see what we've got. Wow, right up at the front, citrus hops. We got caramel malt. Nice sweetness, and it's accompanied all in the background by like that spiciness that you get out of a rye beer. A couple reviews ago, I did a rye beer from Brewer's Alley out of Frederick, Maryland, and that was a straight up rye beer. And this actually smells a little more spicy than that one did, if you can imagine that. But maybe they put a bit more into this one. I don't know. But it's all how you put your your chemistry together. When you grab those ingredients, man, it's like being a chef when they make beer. So you put the ingredients together, you get a different experience even if it's the same thing. But let me get one more smell on this. Yep, citrus hops, and even a bit of malt in the background as well. Really nice smelling beer. Let's get a taste on this and see what we got. Wow. Man. It's citrus hops right up front, just like the nose recommends and suggests, and then you've got this creamy maltiness, you know, that comes over you, and the rye spiciness is in there at the same time. It's the mouthfeel on this, it's like that medium body, velvety type feel, and all that flavor and taste comes in together with that, the citrus hops, I guess, from the dry hopping they're doing. That's where you're getting that punch up front, and then you've got those 4 Belgian malts in there that are doing their kind of like sort of fruity breadiness in there. And then you've got the rye malt in there too that's doing its spicy game. So you've got sweetness, spiciness, and citrus all at the same time, man. This is just a phenomenal tasting beer. I'm gonna get another shot of this one. Yeah, you get that citrus and the sweetness all simultaneously up front, and then it goes down really smooth in the background, nice and creamy with sort of a spicy dry finish to it. This is just a really nice beer. I mean, look at the glass lacing on that as well. We'll turn it up a little bit. Head regenerates quickly. Tell it's a quality beer. A little bit of alcohol legs on here, but man, all in all, it's a gorgeous looking, gorgeous smelling, and excellent tasting beer. Really well balanced. Even though you got so much going on there with the rye and the malt and the spice and the Belgian yeast and the citrus from the hops, the dry hopping, it's still all in balance and check, and everybody's playing their role, but nobody's outshining the other one too much. It's just a great beer. I know I'm geeking out here, but when you have a really good beer, isn't that what we do, guys? Because we're beer geeks and we're into the craft beer. But anyway, let's see what we got on here, what the other folks think about it. Our buddies at Beer Advocate, they give it a 94. That's straight knocking it out of the park for those guys. 94, damn. And coming in alignment with our friends for once, this doesn't usually happen. Usually they're loggerheads. Our guys at Rye P are giving it a 99. You can already tell probably by my geeking out nature that I'm giving it an A. Let me see if I got any more notes on here that I thought of when I had this last time. Nope. All in all, great representation of the style. Everything's in balance. If you like that little bit of rye spiciness to your beer, if you like rye beers, heck, if you like pale ales, try this beer. You guys are really going to enjoy it. I highly recommend it. And as always, remember, think globally, drink locally. Let's keep this craft beer movement growing. And I'll see you on the next DJs BrewTube, guys. Peace. Hey guys, DJ back here. One thing I forgot to mention. As all Founders beers are, these guys have stepped up to the plate, and right on here in yellow ink-jetted ink, right on the front of the bottle, it's got the bottling date of 3/30/12. So, nice fresh beer right on the front of the bottle here, guys. Other players out there, step up. There's no confusing codes on here, no garbage. This is a pale ale. I bought this with confidence, knowing it was nice and fresh and tasting good. I'll get off the soapbox now, my brothers. Amen. Peace out.